Okay, finally streaming this week. Let's see. Just want to see if this connects. There we go. Just a little. Like that. There we go. Just gotta center it a little bit. And today I am going to practice some shape design, I guess. Is mostly what Cynics calls it. And with Bo Burnham as my inspiration. I actually wanted to paint this quite some time ago. I just never really got around to it. In order to do this, I'm pretty sure we need to like zoom out a lot. I don't think I can zoom further away. Probably could if I made it bigger. Yeah, I'll make it bigger. There we go. Oh, I guess my reference didn't really size up. Oh, that's fine. We'll size it up ourselves. That. Alright. This should be the appropriate size. Alright, now that appears to be further away. I have no idea actually if it is further away or not. So I'm gonna use this brush that I used on one of the artworks I did recently, which is just me practicing more or less. It's kind of really dark, huh? Yeah. It's kind of gray as well. I'll go with a bit of a different, I think, a little. That comes out a little light. Oh, it does need to be darker, so. Alright. Well, mainly we have these big shapes here that are like. Oh, maybe I could probably use this one and then later switch to the other one. This one's, I think, a little easier to navigate for some of these things. I actually wanted to draw this and then color it, but I realized I want to practice some shapes. So that's what we're doing. And the screenshot is from Bo Burnham's new comedy special called Inside. Appropriate title. I'll leave that. I'm gonna select a very blue one, right? Alright. I'm trying to not think about the details right away, which is kind of hard for me. I always think about the details. So I'm trying to just look at it as a big picture instead of the sum of its parts. Just trying to see the shapes. the image rather than anything else. Yeah, the special was quite interesting. Okay, like that, and then has the nose there, right? It has that little dark part. It has hands here. Doing a little hack, just taking off my glasses to check how's it going. This one goes over here a little more. Like this. And this one is shape is like covering more of that than I usually thought it would. A little bit of here. There's some here. This might end up looking completely awful, but you live, you learn. The whole point is trying to get better at these shapes. Oops. This is kind of more tilted. Yeah. So tilt. So maybe. I really enjoyed the comedy special. The one. I enjoy his work regardless, but I think recently found out that he put out a new special because I didn't expect him to do so, and I also don't really follow him on any social media or anything. He just kind of, I think, popped up on Instagram at some point, and I was like, oh, okay, well that's interesting. And I was like, I wanna see what that's about. And I went and looked, and I quite enjoyed it. I wouldn't really say it's necessarily, I guess, a comedy. This one's quite harsh here. Okay, let's try and get these maybe smaller shapes in there a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't really say it. I personally wouldn't really call it a comedy special necessarily. Like a. I didn't feel like it was a. I mean, it started kind of funny, right? Because that's the kind of the whole point. The mental mental going down. Mental health going down. But yeah, my brain's kind of slow because I'm trying to perceive these shapes, so I'm talking kind of slow as well at the same time. It's really hard seeing things just as shapes, not gonna lie. Like when other people do it, it's like, oh, well, that's obvious. But when you do it, it's like, I guess it's not as obvious as I thought. So yeah, the special started pretty simple, I think. With it's always, I guess, his work's always insightful in certain ways. So that was no surprise. Okay, let's flip it. I think that's gonna help me get a little bit in there. I didn't expect. It's like I've also seen other people like talk about it as well. I don't. There's one part like I forgot the name of the video though. in which there's part of the special in which he just I mean the whole special is like a mental breakdown basically. um not in a funny way. I must say. Not in a funny way. And as such it really portrays it well, but it's like kind of depressing, I guess. But I mean that's also the point. It's supposed to like illustrate living in quarantine, and especially because there's a part of the special as well where he says how he stopped doing comedy because he was getting panic attacks on stage, and he decided to get help, which is a good thing, obviously. But when he got better and wanted to go back to comedy, basically the world shut down, right, with the corona and everything. Which is also this is the part of that. This is the part of the song in which he talks about it. And he is he all of the songs I really enjoyed. The only one that I felt was a little bit out of place, I guess, was the one with the white woman's Instagram. It was incredibly accurate, by the way. Like incredibly accurate to the Instagrams I've seen. So that was on point. But it felt like it didn't really fit with the rest of the special. I don't know why, though. So I can't really say much because I don't know why it didn't feel like it didn't fit. Yeah. But that part was like entertaining, I guess. It wasn't like it wasn't entertaining or anything. It was pretty entertaining. Okay, the shape on these hands it's much bigger than I made them out to be. So let's put those chonkers up. Oops. Let's make them big. I guess yeah. I guess that's the only part where I was like, I'm not quite sure. Maybe I just don't understand the point of that part. Probably don't. But yeah, I mean, entertained by it. I don't mind it or anything. I rewatch. I didn't rewatch the special, but I did re-listen to all the songs, like in the background. But the first time I just sat down and watched it fully. So that part was, yeah, because I wanted to, experience it for what it's meant to be. And I feel like all the genuine parts about it are really low key, kind of like, damn, we're in this together, going through this collective mental breakdown while we watch this. um, but yeah, that was quite entertaining. Okay, I'm not sure how well these shapes are doing their job. But the lighting and everything, the setup, the songs are kind of, I feel like they're similar to his previous works, but they're more refined, more like he knows what he wants to say with them more directly. I don't know. The songs are pretty good, and I've listened to most of them on repeat continuously. This one the most, and the reason I also chose the screenshot is like, I don't know. While you're watching the special, there's multiple times where there's just like camera zooming in, and it kind of felt like it was saying look at yourself. What, especially in the moments where Bo was like breaking down and crying on camera, that which feels really raw, and he alludes multiple times that he cries multiple times a day during the production of the special as well. Now obviously I don't know how true that is, but I'll assume it's true. It's not like he has a reason to pretend. Especially if he like planned to go back to doing comedy and then whoopsie, pandemic. But pandemic kind of like ruined a lot of things for a lot of people in more ways than just one. So yeah, I get it. I get it. It's kind of interesting that he decided to make it anyway, because like at one point he says in the special how he wasn't sure if he's ever gonna finish the special. It seemed like a really big task that he was just working and working and working on, and it was never ending. And then suddenly, obviously, if you're working something for that long, at some point you do reach a point where now it's not as big anymore because some of its parts, makes it out to be an almost finished product. And in that sense, he basically said he wasn't ready for it to end. He wasn't ready to finish it up, even though he could if he wanted to at that particular point in time. He wasn't ready because it was it was what kind of kept his mental health in check, more or less. So he didn't want to do that, and he kept working on it. And I mean, I wonder how it would end if he didn't keep working on it. Like, would it be a completely different experience? Because like I can't really say that it ended on a positive note, and I don't think it was necessarily meant to end in a positive note. That's not what I'm trying to say here. It's kind of like reading somebody's diary, I guess. And they're aware you're reading it at the same time, but you've both kind of been through the same thing, so obviously it's not the greatest thing. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that some parts feel very intimate, and like I guess you feel like, am I supposed to be seeing this? Am I supposed to be witnessing this? And I guess in some ways it also feels partially, you feel helpless, I guess, because like you can't help Bo. Like, you can't do anything. You can just watch. That's the only thing you can do. Like, you can just watch his mental breakdown, and you cannot do absolutely anything. I wonder how his family and friends feel about it. Like, wouldn't that feel so, I guess, vulnerable in a way, that your family and friends are aware of this thing you made? I think it's the brightest part, yeah. And they see all this vulnerable parts of you, and you're just there like, yeah, I had all these suicidal thoughts while I was, oops. There we go. Accidentally pressed something. Yeah, I wonder if they feel like they could have done more, especially because like there's a song in the special where it's like where he has a FaceTime call with his mom, but it's supposed to serve as in, you're trying to keep in touch with your loved ones during the pandemic because you can't go and see them. But through the whole time, he's getting increasingly frustrated with the call, and it ends up kind of in a heartbreaking way, because he realizes that he's behaving a certain way, and he's like, oh, sorry, to the mom, because he was like, if you follow the imagery, it looks like he's almost yelling at her, right? So yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, I guess it's just a lot of things, and I'm sure a lot of people probably do feel frustrated, but like, and don't have patience to some extent, and then they realize that they're, not being very nice to their parents that are old and just have difficulty with dealing with technology. But it's kind of like, even though you have all this technology to connect with these people, you can't seem to connect properly, That's kind of the vibe. Like, it's not, obviously it's not the same as face to face, but like, even with all the technology, it's still not good enough, I guess, to make you feel like you're, I don't know, I guess, interacting with your family and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess that one also, like, while it's done in an entertaining way and a funny way and all that, it really did end up being like, damn, I feel bad for his mom. I did feel bad for his mom. Cause like, but but at the same time, I do understand the frustration. Like, I get it. But yeah, I kind of think that was the kind of part of it. I wouldn't say the whole point, but I would say like a part of it that you, as a viewer, you're just there to judge. You're not necessarily there. It's not like you're in his life and understand if this is a regular occurrence that every time it happens, but the implication is that this is how all the conversations go. And that obviously at some point they get very frustrating. Which, yeah, again, I get it. I'm not sure this brush is the right one to use for this. I think this one's but yeah. The special had many parts that I really enjoyed. Especially, I guess, towards the... I just like depressing things. Like, specific depressing things, Like, I don't like, Alright, sorry about that. I don't like, I don't know how to... I'm not sure how to describe it, I guess. Because, a lot of depressing anime with depressing themes are really interesting for me to watch. Maybe I get some sort of, catharsis or something over watching them. Because I know a lot of people who, if you're going to watch media, you're going to necessarily, it's usually in form of escapism, right? Because that's like kind of the point of most media. You want to escape your life into a different one and just deal with that for a while and be invested in that, but eventually know that nothing bad is going to happen, most likely, right? Obviously depends what you're getting yourself into. Yeah, I think I got all the big shapes in. I'm trying to get this eye in. I assume this would look better if I sketched it out first, but that's the whole point of practicing with just painting. Which, I don't really have an issue with just starting painting. Really, it's just digitally I tend to like to sketch out first before doing this. Yeah, there's also like a certain part in the special with the gaming segment, like a Twitch streamer segment, which I thought was really funny and really accurate as well. I guess if we take that one into consideration, then the one with the part with the Instagram, white woman's Instagram, is not really that out of the ordinary. They're kind of similar, more or less in themes. But that one was like, I guess it's kind of a way to just show you his day. It also kind of confirms, I think, what he was saying, how it was the only thing keeping him sane during the pandemic, and that's why he's not gonna end it yet, and that's why he continued to create more of it until he decided he was done with it. Which ties in with the previous thing I mentioned about him saying how, you know, he felt so far away and then suddenly he was almost done with it. Which, yeah, I mean, that's kind of relatable. And the whole pandemic kind of sucked for almost everybody as well. Damn, the side looks like it's funny. Maybe I should just make like Oop. Sorry about that. Seems like somebody's throwing some stuff outside. Like firecrackers. I forgot the name of them for a second there. Okay, I'm gonna do this so I can put the eye in there. Yeah, like this part's kind of really dark. Maybe yeah, but towards the end of the special, that was like my favorite parts, I guess, because they're all just like it's basically like, is it over yet kind of deal, but you don't want it to be over, but you also do want to be over. Like you want to see what he got, what he, you know, made and created, but also most of the special is pretty heavy on themes in general, and you're like, damn, it's just like this pandemic, is it ever gonna be over? Probably not. I mean, yes, but not soon. But yeah. I kind of do wonder, like, how much of it was genuine and how much of it wasn't. Because, like, it feels very genuine when you watch it, but, like, it's also, how do I explain it? So there are parts where are very, that were made to feel very vulnerable and intimate, especially like when he breaks down crying at like right before, I think, the song in the special, and they feel very, very vulnerable, but then you're also thinking like, damn, he just kind of left that in the special. I mean, I think the whole point of the special is to kind of be vulnerable and all that, but it does feel, I guess, a bit different to some extent if you're there. Yeah, as I said, it's like you're there watching, and you know he's editing it, and he's watching himself like I mean, on one hand, I guess I think like, damn, how did you not cringe? You know, you're watching yourself cry like that and stuff. I mean, I'd cringe. I guess that's my problem. I just think people recording themselves crying is really weird in general. So this kind of, I think, is my brain playing into it, probably being like, damn, why are you weird? Why are you recording yourselves crying? But yeah, it does obviously make it feel way like you're closer to him. Like you're not just a viewer. You're witnessing, like especially because it was again in that moment where the cameras turn toward you. So it's supposed to kind of be like a reflection, I think, maybe. But it feels that way. Like you're watching and you're seeing this, but it's also you at the same time. You're in the camera, you're watching it, but you're also kind of going through the same thing, more or less, or went through the same thing. So maybe with that understanding, he kind of also decided to keep it in. I mean that I guess makes sense to me, like as to why he keeps something like that in. But then again, like he's the performer or whatever, so he decides what. And he also looks way. You don't realize it on your first watch how much everything deteriorates. I don't. For some reason, my brain doesn't want to pronounce that correctly today. But yeah, you know the word. You don't realize how much his appearance in general changes through the special until you like rewatch it. When you rewatch it, it's really like noticeable. It's I guess kind of shocking as well. But like most people got like long hair during the pandemic because you can go to a barber or a hairdresser or anything like that. So that's not really a surprise, I guess. But it's not just that, it's just he looks rough, man. I guess, I wonder, yeah, I guess kind of part of me just doesn't really perceive it as a comedic thing. Like it starts funny, right? The first song, the skit and all of that, it's pretty entertaining. It's pretty funny. Sprinkled in with some, truth bombs as Bo usually does. But then it wears off from that. It's not that anymore. After a while. It's not that anymore. It just becomes a downward spiral. Yeah, so I guess that's the reason kind of why I don't really feel like it's a comedic special necessarily, even though it is called a comedy special and the whole point of it is that it's supposed to be comedic. I'm just like, damn, this is depressing, bro. I like it because I like depressing things, as already stated. Yeah. I really like how this is looking over here, so I'm gonna just color it over a little bit. It's kind of harder to do this way than I thought it would be. Surprise, surprise. I'm not trying to get it look. I'm not even trying to get it to look really good or anything. I just kind of wanted to do it, and I'm not even sure how it's gonna end up looking in the end. Yeah. Okay. So here is that. I'm gonna go back to that later. There. This one here for the nose. Then I guess here would be the hair. Yeah. The reason I picked this frame was I think I already said this, but I felt like it was really impactful. Not that other frames weren't very impactful, but I don't know. This one just felt specifically impactful. Like how it feels as if you're watching the whole time and now you are the one being watched for whatever reason, even though the name of the song is All Eyes on Me. So it's not like gonna fill in this like this. Feels way more rounded than I've made it. This one also goes a little further up. That. The still image is kind of tilted, so I am trying my best to give it justice. I'm not sure how well I'm gonna do that, but it's smaller, I think. But yeah, I've seen also other people making a lot of art. And I think it's a good thing he made this also the thumbnail for the All Eyes on Me. Because yeah, he's posting like some of the parts, even though you can watch it on Netflix. Obviously, it's his work, so he's slowly posting it on YouTube as well. So that's cool. I can just watch it on repeat constantly. But yeah, he didn't post like everything yet. He's just posting it like bit by bit. I'll take this one. But yeah, it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't feel the same way if you watch the song on its own versus when you watch it when it comes up in the special, right? I feel like the special is really well constructed in a sense, since it's like a downward spiral, right? That you get the whole experience of the downward spiral, everything about it. Which is, I think, a great thing. Oops, wrong one. And it just, it just hit different when you watch it on your own versus when you watch it in the special. So I would actually recommend everybody to watch it in the special first before like looking it up on YouTube and and watching it that way. Like I feel like it's still impactful, obviously. If you watch it on YouTube, just like not the same way though. Like it's not the same. Especially because the this whole thing comes up after one of his vulnerable moments that you're watching, and then you get the All Eyes on Me song, which I think is brilliant. Oh damn, this part's really giving me issues. Guess my shape design isn't good. Weak shape design. Right, let's try and get this eye in, and we'll figure the rest more or less. Yeah, designing eyes later is a little rough. See, I'm still trying to draw them in instead of paint them in. Alright, let's try and paint them in instead of doing this. I guess I just keep thinking how different the start and the end of the special is. This is me talking about Bo Burnham stream. This is not a shaped stream. It's a Bo Burnham stream now. His eyes look bigger there. Yeah, his hands are also bigger again. Yeah, they're kind of covering most of that. That's why it looks lower than it actually is, I think. Maybe. Perhaps. So I guess the hand would be higher then, right? Kind of. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. That's that. So this one is for that over here. I just really like the song. I wish I could play it in the background while drawing this. That'd be great. Fortunately, I can't do that. But it would have been great. I feel like also the end of the special is kind of feels like it just keeps ending, but it never ends. Even though it does end, obviously, but like I think that's kind of again with the whole current situation of the world. that is what it's about. Keeps ending, but like things keep happening and it's just not actually ending. You know? It just keeps going and going, and you feel like it's almost gonna end, but it's not yet. It's not yet. Things keep happening. It just keeps going. Alright, how am I gonna put this iron properly? How they're looking really wonky. Probably move this part of the face a little inwards, I think. Shape design has failed me. I failed it, or probably. Yeah, what I was saying was, it just feels like it's never ending. Like you have a goodbye song, and then you have another song, and then like things just keep happening. But it's so really the comedy special is short, actually not long at all. Like an hour long or something like that. Damn, he kind of thought I'd be looking wonky, huh? Let me try and liquefy that a little bit. Maybe. That makes it a little better. Should probably save this. Just in case it crashes or something. Oh, not like that. Let me make it bigger, I think. Oh. Hope we can move its hand up. No. Alright, well, we'll just do that. Okay, now let's go back to what I was doing. Having slow brain moments is what I was doing. I made it kind of not correct. So let's fix it. Yeah, I definitely always set myself up doing these things. I could have done it the easy way. Could have sketched it out and then painted it in. It would be a very different process. I wouldn't struggle so much. Yeah. Coulda, but did I do it? No. Just like this. Here. Yeah, this size really give me trouble. This is like so downwards, I guess. Like damn. Chill. But this is like, yeah, I probably Maybe even more. Holy shit. Demon struggles with shapes. Too much shapes. Too many shapes. Too many shapes. Keep track of. This is like darker here. Down. It doesn't get dark there. Then it gets dark again here. It does get pretty dark over here. Here. Yeah, he looks way different than his previous comedy works on stage that he did. I wouldn't even say he looks 30, probably due to the due to the emotional distress probably makes him look older than he actually is. Which 30? He's 30 now. But yeah. I think this one I did with this. Yeah, I wanna use a different brush for that. Just don't know which one to use. I guess doing like photo studies or studies in general is just easier with landscape stuff than it is with this. This one's just with the place. Let's see what we have here. Not quite that, but also not that. Well, from a distance, it's somewhat similar. Definitely need more darkening over where the eyes are and everything. Alright. Okay. Yeah, okay. I need to make this part maybe darker here. Damn, I really chose the most intense thing to paint. Always do this to myself. This one has a much brighter, well, not much brighter, but it's brighter. There we go. looks like angrier the way I drew him. I don't think he's that angry. Maybe it's the eyebrow. It's probably the eyebrow. Yeah. And also the way this lighting works. It makes him angry as well. This would be black, yep. Not like that. This one's obviously way brighter than the other one. So we're just gonna bump that up a bit. So many, I think, lighting studies that can be done from his special, because he's used everything at his disposal to make it look good and to have variety and all that jazz. Some of it even look like they're like filmed at a different location, or although they're not, they're all filmed inside of his room that he was staying in. I wonder if he stayed there through the whole time, or through the production, or not. Probably not, right? Maybe he did. I wonder. Alright. Okay, now let's make so it's somewhat there, but obviously not yet. This part here is kind of dark, so that one can be, it's almost as that background there. Yeah, his nose stands out way more, because I think I put his hands too low, probably. Guess let's put him a little low. Wait, let's do this first. So it doesn't move the background much. arms. Him, he looks like he's about to kill somebody with with the look in his eyes I gave him. Sorry, bro. That's not what I meant to do. We'll fix it. This one's like down here. Cool. Now this part is really dark at the corner of the eyes. I feel like it takes over most what's in here. Yeah, this one aren't really, yeah. And yeah, in the special bow makes a lot of points, as you would expect. Yeah, teaching people new things. Maybe not so dark. Maybe this instead of that one. Well, it's not much brighter. I guess this one is like a little bright spot, but not very, not by much. Not by much. All right. I keep trying to get the shape of his eye right, but it keeps messing up for some reason. Like I do it and I'm like, okay, now it's good, and then I look back and it's like, oh, it's not. Because I feel like the shape also makes the look kind of stand out, more or less. I think I definitely made him angrier than he actually is. I'm afraid I'm not quite sure how to fix that one. Maybe it's with these. Make them maybe softer. Alright. Well, for this stream, this is where I'm going to end it. And obviously he's not finished, so probably in the next stream I'll try and finish it up. It's like most of the things are already kind of put in, but then I gotta detail and some things and all that. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye.